Dairy Comics here, and I know I've been gone for a while, only maybe a month or two, but don't worry, new things are coming out, big things are coming out, such as the series that you guys voted on, me talking about each and every one of my OCs and their own specialized videos, and also potentially a collaboration will be coming out soon, and things like that. So there is a lot to look forward to in the future. And as you know, typically the video topic today has been voted on. Today's video is a voted on topic. I put out the poll yesterday. And if you like content like this, and want to pick what next video will be, or next story time will be, then go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get notified whenever a poll comes out. Now, real quick, before we get into today's video, I will say what is going on in the background. So, as you can see, I've changed my art style for the 50th time. If you're a veteran here, you already know I changed my art style a lot. If you go to old videos, I change my art style a lot. But that's out of just, I like to have fun with my art, I like to experiment, and I don't think I should or will be really tied down to one art style until I actually find one that fully speaks to me. Currently, I think this one really speaks to me. It is Bratz inspired. As if you do not know, I am African American, and so Bratz dolls are very important to me due to that fact, and the art style is very important to me. It is a very Black woman art style, I must say. So with most of my characters all being Black women, and especially African American women, I thought the art style would suit better with my art, which it actually does. It suits better with me, my personality, and my art and my characters. So yeah, eventually maybe my art style might change in the future, but currently right now, this is there, so that sticks to me. Consistency and art literally does not exist on this channel, I am not gonna lie, but it's fine. We learn, we go through it, it's totally okay. Alrighty, so what is today's topic? Okay, so today's voted on topic is basically talking about me being raised by nerds. Yes, you heard that right. Me being raised by nerdy parents. Alright, so let's get into this. So both of my parents are huge nerds. I was raised, like I said, by nerds. My mom and my dad were both millennials. You might be thinking, aren't you 20? How are your parents millennials? Well, newsflash, teenagers can get pregnant. Teenagers can have kids. Do not encourage it. Do not encourage teen pregnancy, but do not bully people that end up in that situation, please. It is not appropriate. My parents were teen parents. And so I was raised by my mother, who was a emo kid at the time, and a huge emo kid, a huge anime fan, and my dad, who was also not really emo, but looked like every guy from the early 2000s you could picture. So, and he was also huge into anime. They were both into video games and, funny little YouTube videos and such. So, an average childhood for me literally looked like playing Call of Duty Zombies with my mom, playing Little Big Planet with my mom, watching Tobuscus with my dad, listening to Nugget Biscuit with both of them, and whatever Tobuscus video came out back then, the the Assassin's Creed videos. And if you know, you know. Tobuscus is a problematic creator nowadays, but back then he was pretty funny and a part of my childhood. So yeah, that's most of my childhood included that. My mom, my childhood living room, from when I remember, my mom had a lot of anime decorations. So I grew up with anime. That was my cartoon as a kid. I grew up with Bratz, the Bratz movies, and also Sailor Moon. And a little bit of Chobits, only because, if you know, Chobits is not a kid anime, but I did sneak in my mom's room once to watch Chobits. And I still remember that. She caught me and she was like, "You can't watch this." And I was like, "I want to." But yeah, I watched Ranma a lot as a kid. My mom's two favorite animes were Ranma 1.5 and Tenchi Muyo, which are older animes. If you just started watching anime, if you're new to anime, you would not have heard of those most likely. They're 80s to 90s animes. And Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball were other favorites of my mom's, so I would often see those being played on the TV. alongside my picks, which are like Bratz Fashion Pixies and the Tinkerbell movies, or, you know, something on Disney Channel, shit like that, you know? My dad also was super big into anime, but he mainly watched shonen, so there was, like, you know, Dragon Ball and Trigun often being played. So I grew up around that stuff, especially with video games. My mom was a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and I don't know if I've made a Kingdom Hearts video yet. I think I've been wanting to, but nobody votes for it. But it's fine, guys. It's okay. Let's not talk about one of my biggest hyperfixations. But, yeah, no, like, Kingdom Hearts was a huge impact on me as a child as well, because my mom used to play it all the time, and also, like, Final Fantasy X, things like that. My whole childhood was just a lot of different, like, animes, and as I got older, it impacted me a lot, like, kind of, like, in some ways, kind of not really negative, I would say, but definitely in a way, like, I got bullied a lot. I will be showing pictures on the screen of my childhood room, but I had, if you want to look, if you're not drawing or anything or doing something else, this is my childhood room. I had a Sailor Moon themed room. There's a little picture of me as well thrown in there if you want to see that, of my Sailor Moon book bag. I had a lot of merchandise for the things I liked at a very young age. That photo is from when I was about 6 to 7 years old. I had my Sailor Moon theme room up until I was 12, maybe? Because we ended up moving, and obviously, like, as you can see, there was the Sailor Scouts painted on my wall, so you had to leave that, and obviously, like, the blankets and the pillows eventually, obviously, over time, kind of just got lost, so I no longer have a Sailor Moon theme room. I do still currently have a giant Sailor Moon tapestry on my wall, but Sailor Moon was the biggest impact for me. Sailor Moon and Bratz were my two biggest interests, and Disney. And then, like, I got into Monster High when that came out, and then My Little Pony, you know, typical, you know, girly interest, but I always still loved anime. I got into Volcoid at the age of 7, so it impacted me somewhat in negative ways, because back then, not even that long ago to some of you that are probably watching this video, but most of my fans are younger, so back then, you know, in our holy lord of 2009, let's just say anime and Volcoid and things like that, you were still made fun of for liking. I came to school with a Sailor Moon book bag. Most kids at the time never have seen Sailor Moon, so they see a book bag with a character they've never seen on it before. I did get made fun of. People viewed me as weird. My whole childhood I was viewed as weird. And especially because, like, if you've seen my, like, I made a video about being the weird black girl in school and being the weird girl, growing up like the weird girl. I was always everything. Yeah, my mom was emo. My dad was, I'm pretty sure he was emo, I'm not sure. Like, my dad, like, listened to a lot of, rap and R&B, and my mom also listened to rap and R&B, but they also my mom listened to a lot of different music. My mom listened to K-pop. Yes, K-pop has existed for a very long time. Newsflash. My mom was listening to a lot of K-pop, J-pop, soundtracks to Bollywood movies. We would listen to metal. We would listen to emo rock, grunge, rap, R&B, literally everything. I grew up with everything. Gender roles in my house did not exist. So, like, whenever I do tell people, like, oh yeah, like, I prefer, like, girly animes, because I do, and I prefer girly media, they're like, oh, well, that was because it was pushed on you. No, like, me and all my siblings, we were never pushed into a box just because of the gender that we were born with. We were all raised to like everything, to love everything, and that's me. Like, I love everything and I like everything, but my niche is mainly girly interest because I am hyper feminine. I like feminine things, but I was always pushed towards everything. Like, it doesn't matter what I was born to be. My mom always, like, we would watch Batman movies, but then we would always watch Bratz movies, so, like, it was always a whole spectrum. I would say growing up with nerdy parents was very different due to the fact that, like, you know, teachers would judge my mom. My mom had Sailor Moon tattoos. My mom dressed alternative. You know, despite the fact that we did grow up in a pretty white town. So my mom being a black woman with different colored hair and tattoos and piercings was kind of, you know, abnormal to my teachers. So my teachers would often, judge my mom, judge me, and such like that. I would obviously constantly be told, like, you're gonna grow up and you're not gonna be into the things that you're into right now. Like, that's kid interests. That's child interests. But no, they're wrong. My mom is currently in her 30s, and so is my father, and they're both still huge nerds. They don't look like it. If you look at them nowadays, my mom did kind of ditch the alternative art, like, style. My mom grew out of it. My mom dresses like a rich black auntie. Just look it up if you want to know what that looks like. And my dad dresses like a suburban dad. So they don't look like anime fans. But my dad still, like, growing up with a gamer dad, like, my childhood was just him playing League of Legends, screaming at the game, because his PC was in our living room, screaming at the game, and then turning around, looking at us and be like, hey kids, what do you want for dinner? You want some Pizza Hut? We'll get some Pizza Hut. And that was literally my childhood. It's funny. We were all playing games in the living room. Me and my brother, my sister would share consoles, things like that. And, like, my mom, like, nowadays, like I said, she dresses like a rich black auntie. So, like, and my dad dresses a certain way. So you can't tell by looking at them. But you know. Like, if you have a conversation with them, you'll know. So it's very cool, like, growing up with, like, that way with, like, super nerdy parents that, like, are into the same things that you're into, because me and my mom still watch animes together. We still, recommend animes together. I only really watch, like, because I grew up on older anime, I am biased to older anime now. I prefer it. I do not watch new anime, and do not try to recommend me animes in the comment section. I will not watch it. I'm sorry. I don't like shonen that much. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't really like isekais. I really only like 2000s to 90s to 80s to 60s and, 70s to 60s, animes. And that's my niche, that's my circle, that's my bubble with that. But everything else, I'm happy to explore media when it comes to anything. But anime, I like my little box. But I think it's like, me and my siblings were all raised the same way, obviously. So we're all just a wide variety, a mishmash of things. And it's really awesome. Me and my mom, like, people hear the fact that me and my mom and my dad were teen parents, and they're like, oh, I bet you had it hard. And, like, yeah, I had like difficult times in my life, but not with my parents, never with my parents, always with childhood friends. But my parents always were the best parents I could possibly have. They were amazing. Like, yeah, they were young. They were very young, but they were amazing. They always made it work for me. Always. They always helped me. They always encouraged me to follow my dreams. They always encouraged me to be an artist. They always pushed me to be an artist. They always helped me with anything that I needed. They always, like, they spend time with me all the time. I literally bother my mother. I am so clingy to my mom. When I moved away, to go to school, in New York, I would call her all the time. I'd be like, Mother, please pick up. And she'd be like, what do you want? And, like, I think, like, being into the same thing, that obviously, like, you and your parents being into, like, the same things, like, it builds a pretty good bond, because you can talk to each other easier. So, like, we would always yap about, like, so many different things, and, be huge dweebs about things. Like, I recently went on a rant about Harley Quinn to my mom, because I have a very hot take about her character. I do prefer the classic Harley Quinn. I know. Fight me. I know. I'm gonna start a war in the comments. I prefer the classic Harley Quinn. I do not like any new adaptation of her, personally. So, like, I went on a whole nerdy ass rant to my mom about it. She sat, she listened, she responded, and we have a whole conversation about Harley Quinn. And my mom is a huge DC person, but she's also, like, Marvel as well. So my mom has seen the entire Batman animated series. She's never read the comics, but technically Harley Quinn isn't really a comic book character at the start. Her first appearance was the Batman animated series. Actually pushes up glasses. But yeah, no, me and my mom had a whole rant about it, a whole ramble, and it was like a 30-minute ramble about it. And, like, me and my dad will, like, talk about, like, anime all the time, mostly. My dad's kind of, like, went out of the older anime circle, and he's more into new anime, and he still plays League of Legends. But my mom still plays like so many different video games. My mom's more of she's a console gamer. That's where I get my console gaming from, is my mother. My dad's PC, I'm console, like my mom. So my mom like will be like, I'll watch her play Ghost of Yotei. And I'm trying to get her to play Expedition 33 for all my Clear Obscure Expedition 33 fans out there. I know, I love that game too. Have yet to play it. I don't have time, but I want to get her to play it because it's definitely up her alley, especially since she really, really likes, Final Fantasy. So, like, I'll just watch her play games, or, like, I'll be in the other room, talking to my friends on Discord, and I'll just hear her yelling and getting so upset. And I'll come out and be like, are you okay? She's like, no, this guy keeps kicking my ass. He keeps lighting me on fire. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so funny. But yeah, my parents are like I said, they're very young parents. So, like, we have a lot in common, especially with interests and everything. And like my parents are really cool. I'm glazing them hella in this video. I'm so sorry, guys. But they're amazing. They've always been amazing to me. And they've always supported me and my siblings and everything like that. And I just love having parents, especially my mom, like, because my dad's technically my stepdad, so I grew up with my mom most of my life, to be honest. But I should have mentioned that before. But, like, I was always encouraged to dress how I want, listen to what I want, do whatever I want. Like, in our car, we literally, like, me and my siblings have our own playlists that we're allowed to listen to our own music while my mom's driving. My sister's super into Epic the Musical right now in Hamilton, so we'll listen to that whenever we're in the car with her. With me, I'm all over the place. I listen to a lot of mainstream pop music, so we'll be listening to, like, maybe Taylor Swift, maybe some Anna Blue, which is not mainstream pop, or, like, you know, some Kendrick Lamar, or, you know, like, we'll change it up a little bit. You know, some Vocaloid thrown in there. I absolutely love Vocaloid, and things like that. But yeah, that's all for today's video. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see me more videos like this. Bye!